Alright, what's up guys? Shirley Temple here, and I have lost years of progress, actual years. So, story time, let me put you on game. So the university that I am currently sitting in the overflow parking lot of right now, requires me to get a new phone. They're like, hey, broke ass, your 2016 little phone isn't going to work for our authentication app, so you need to get a completely new one, even though it's a really, really simple app that you could just download and be done with it. My old phone was perfectly fine, but I guess it's just not going to work with this system. So I'm using a new phone. This phone that I'm recording with now is my new phone. It's actually not new. It's actually my dad's old phone, but it's new to me and it works with the authentication. So that's what I'm using now. So I have to transfer my SD card and my SIM card and everything into this phone, so all of my files transfer over correctly, like all of my pictures and everything. And I did that a few weeks ago, and it's been good, and I have everything that I've noticed there, except one thing that I just recently noticed wasn't there. My audio recording app. I've been using like a voice memos app for years to record just various things, and apparently it didn't transfer over correctly, and that erased all of the files, or got rid of all of the files inside of it. Hundreds of MP3 files that I have recorded over the years, like whether it be like my journal diary stuff from like 2020 to 2022, whether it be just like my schizophrenic ramblings, my songs that I've recorded, conversations with friends, interviews, like scripts, you name it. It's all gone. It is all gone. Hundreds of memories and files are gone. And that sucks. That is very devastating for me. I've looked all through this phone just to see if they were in a different file or anything, or a different folder. They are gone. After days and days of looking, I cannot find them anywhere on this phone. And they're not on the old phone either, because that one has been completely emptied when I transferred the cards over. So essentially, I have lost all of them, you know? But you know what? I didn't really care about any of those files anyway. It's not like I had any personal attachment to them, right? Yeah, because if I cared about them really, why didn't I back them up externally? And to that I say I'm stupid and I forget to do that. You know, God forbid, you know, an app keep my files like on the app like it's supposed to, rather than me forcing myself to save them externally. You know, the app should just be able to keep them there, right? Like, I don't see what the problem is, but whatever. That's in the past now, and they're gone, and there's really nothing I can do about it but cry on the internet about it. Yeah, so that's strike one, and that's not even the worst thing that I've lost very recently. Here comes plane two of this hypothetical 9/11. So, yesterday, I go onto Google Docs, which is my primary like document program that I'm using, and I have been using it extensively, like since 2019 or 17 even, for all of my stuff. And I am currently in the process of writing a novel. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I've been writing for years at this point, and this novel is, I would say that it's my best work to date. I am very, very proud of what I've been able to do with it, and very passionate about it as well. I've been working on this novel since late October of 2023. And yeah, almost a year. And I'm only about halfway done, or was only halfway done, so I go on to work on it today, and I don't see it in my recent docs. And I'm like, that's weird. I was working on it just the other day. Why is it not showing up anywhere? And I'm searching through my Google Docs for the file, and it's just not there. And then I realize several other files that I have been, you know, using and editing are also not there. And then I look further and I realize that like a third of my Google Docs have disappeared from my Google Drive. And that's very weird to me. So like, okay, is it just like a cloud connectivity issue? I go on my phone, this phone actually, because I have the Google Docs app on this phone, and as soon as I open the app, I see it. I see the file for my novel on the app for this phone. But before I can click on it, it disappears, and so do everything else. The entire third of my my Google Docs just disappear, vanish right before my eyes, and I'm like, it's like poof, just right there, right in front of me. So I'm like, okay, guys, funny joke. I have to get to work, so how can I get on to my files, please? Can I please do that? And yeah, all of my Google Docs that have disappeared have stayed missing. I still have several of them, but most importantly, my novel is gone now. And again, I should have backed it up because, I guess I can't trust a system that I've been using for 5 years. It's never done that before. Google Docs, as long as I've been using it, and I've been using it a lot, like my screen, it's like the meme where it's like, oh yeah, I just can't stop using Google Docs. I'm just obsessed. I'm addicted to using Google Docs. But that was actually me, because I actually had like 10 hours of screen time a day on Google Docs, and that's like not even a joke. And it's never once done this. So I'm like trying to find, okay, I know that I've just seen them and they've just disappeared. So what the hell happened to them? I go on like various like forum posts and try to I go to like Google support, which is terrible, by the way. They please actually just route me to an actual person rather than telling me where to go for it and leading me in a circle. Anyways, but basically I spent hours, literal hours yesterday trying to find my my documents using Google support, and also various tutorials on the internet to recover lost Google Docs, and they none of them worked, and I still don't have them. Yeah, because the general consensus is, oh, you must have accidentally deleted them from your recycle bin, because when you delete a file, or a Google Doc or anything, it goes into your recycle bin, and then it stays in the recycle bin for 30 days, and if you don't restore it after 30 days, it's deleted permanently. Well, first of all, I know that I didn't delete it, because why would I delete like a third of my entire Google Docs? And even if I did accidentally, why would I then go into the recycle bin and then press delete document? Are you sure? Yes, for every single one of them. I don't think I would do that. Like, even if my corpse just like somehow like rigor mortised itself in my sleep to delete half of my Google Docs, like, I don't think that's a reasonable explanation for this. So where did they go? They're not deleted, because I even tried like the file recovery option where they go in and retrieve permanently deleted files, and that didn't even work. It's just they have been completely removed. It's like DB Cooper has swooped in and stolen like half of my stuff and my novel and everything. And that caused a little bit of a panic, but I finally realized, hours later, who the culprit of this grand Google Docs mystery was. And it was none other than, I won't say it, but it's my high school. Yes, my high school is the reason why I have lost such a big part of my creative process. So, backstory. I graduated high school this spring of 2024, but a couple years ago, when I was a junior in high school, 11th grade, everyone in the school administration told us, hey, since you're gonna graduate in a couple years, you should probably start putting everything into a personal account, because once you graduate, your school account is going to be deleted, and everything with it is going to be removed as well. So you might as well start using things using a personal account so that it doesn't happen where you graduate and suddenly you've lost a bunch of files. Foreshadowing. But I listened to that, and I started doing a lot of things on a personal Google account because, that's actually reasonable. I don't want my files to get lost because I have a lot of stuff on my school account to do, and I don't want to lose it when I graduate. So I started using a personal account more and more in school, and that was fine. And that was, that worked perfectly. But there was one problem, and that problem was senior year, the next year, 12th grade. They went back on that statement, and they no longer allowed me to use my personal email. No, they basically said, "Oh, you remember when we said all that stuff about your personal email? Actually, no, we're not going to let you do that anymore. Please use only your school email." I sent multiple requests to the administration, like begging them pretty much, like, please, I have a lot of stuff on my personal account. Can I please do them there? And yeah, they outright denied those requests from me. So that's cool. That's great. So now I'm back being forced, because I can't even log on to my personal account using the school Wi-Fi. So I'm being literally forced to use my school account. Maybe a VPN would have helped, but you know what? Hindsight. So I start all of these files, including my novel, on my school account. And, because I know that at the end of the year, once I graduate, I'm going to lose this account, I go ahead and I save all of my, I share all of my, my Google Docs and all of my files from my school account. I share them all with my personal account so that they're not deleted, right? And that sounds reasonable, right? I don't want to lose all of this stuff, especially my novel, which I've been working on. So I have to, share it with my personal account so I still have a link to it. Apparently, there's something I didn't forget to do, but I wasn't allowed to do, is, so not only are you supposed to share the files to your personal account, but you're also supposed to put your personal account, your personal email account, as the owner of the file. Because if you don't set your personal account as the owner of the file, even if it's shared to you, the original owner, the school account, is being deleted. So you no longer have access. So I no longer have access to any of those files. And why didn't I do that? Shouldn't that have been obvious? Set your personal account to the owner. I tried. Back when I was sharing it to my to my personal account, I tried. I actually really did try to make my personal account the owner. But my school Wi-Fi said, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to set another account outside of the school as the owner of a school file. So yeah, so basically, I wasn't able, I tried, but I was not able to save any of my files, because the school would not allow me for whatever reason. So that's where I am. I'm trying to get in contact with my school, even though they've deleted their account. Apparently, my account has been deactivated. The screen said as of July 29th. I don't know if you know this, but it's September 5th as I'm talking about this, and I only realized this September 4th. So, maybe they deactivated it then and waited, a day or, a month to just delete all the files in it. I don't know. I'm trying to get back into contact with my school. That's not going very well because they are completely ghosting me and everything. So at this point, I think I'm going to have to call it a loss on my novel and so many other things. Like the audio files that I was talking about before, that's one thing. But you go after something that I've been trying to work on and very, very passionate about for the past year and completely erase it because you don't allow me to save it to my personal account. Um, yeah. And of course, there's always something I could have done. It's like, "Oh, why didn't you just like copy paste it to a separate file on your personal account?" Yeah. Well, I wasn't expecting it to do that. I don't have a lot of foresight, okay? Like it's unfortunate, but ultimately I'm blaming my school, but it's also partly my own fault, and I recognize that. That doesn't make me happier about it. I'm still very upset at the school and myself. Um, yeah, I don't want to talk too much longer. Basically, moral of the story is please make sure that you are backing things up on your personal account externally. Um, Make sure you have backups, basically, to prevent this from happening. All right. Don't be like me. All right, do not be like me. Anyways, I have to get to class. I'm probably a little bit late because this video is going on more than I have to. Anyways, follow me on OnlyFans, and this has been this. Kill me, please. I'm actually doing very badly. This is not very good for my mental state right now. I'm actually kind of like mentally freaking out. I know I play it up in the video, but